Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. When I tune into your energy, I feel that you're at a point in time where it's like you have the potential to overcome quite a lot of heavy burden that has been put on you. But it feels like you have to be able to build the right type of light to do so. So I've already pulled cards for you, and I think you may understand what I mean when I show them to you. You did get the bear and the tarantula. And so I do feel like these are two different types of energies, and these energies can be coming through other people. You know, other people may be playing this out, but you may also find them within yourself. So let's speak about the bear first, because I feel like this is an energy that when I tune into this, it's actually quite dense. It feels like dealing with people that are quite hard-headed. People that are, in a sense, very focused on the material realm. You know, they're focused on what has already been manifest, and they're not necessarily so open to evolution, is what I'm hearing. You know, they're not necessarily tuning into themselves. When I look at this card, I'm just really drawn to the fact that the sun is outside of the bear for some reason, and it's almost like they're not united with their soul. You know, many times the sun can be kind of like a symbolic image of the soul, you know, our inner light, our awareness, our ability to see and understand. But I feel that this energy, or the way that it comes through right now, is that this energy, these people, they are not united with their soul. And so that means that they are only really able to understand the things that have already been manifested. You know, they are not able to manifest things that are new. They are not really able to create their own path. And so the energy that they come with is kind of this like dense, heavy, and just very hard-headed, like tiring. This is an energy that is tiring. And so if you're dealing with people that hold a lot of this energy, or even if you have this type of energy in yourself, you know, even if that is an aspect of your being, this is heavy. It feels heavy. It's a lot to bear, you know, it's a heavy burden. And that's actually what I feel is coming to an end here, because the other card that came through was the tarantula. And what immediately struck me with this card was that if you look around the tarantula, it has that glow. And I'm hearing it swallowed the sun. And so it feels like this tarantula, they are united with their soul. Their soul is within them. And it's interesting that this is a fire sign, but even though it's typically seen as masculine, you know, the element of fire is typically seen as masculine, I'm getting such a feminine vibe with this. I'm getting kind of a crone vibe, you know, a wise woman vibe. And this energy has also actually been coming through in other readings. I think it came through in Libra and Cancer, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, this is an energy that has been able to unite with their soul. And so I feel like that is the potential. This may be you actually, or you may be working on really building this tarantula energy within yourself. Because I think that once you find this, it's like everything will start to change. You will start to feel so much more energy and power coming from within yourself. Because I think that for many of you, you may have been, in a sense, codependent on this bear energy, meaning that being around this bear energy, experiencing this bear energy, it created a persona for you. You know, it influenced you on a very personal level. Maybe if you have a lot of people like this around you, it may have made you feel like you couldn't trust yourself, like you weren't taken seriously, like they were not respecting you. And so if we experience that, naturally it will put us into this kind of a victim position a little bit, you know, a position where we feel less empowered and I'm actually hearing honorable because the people around us are just so dense and hard-headed. And so that's what I feel may be shifting for some of you, that the more you step into this energy, the more you're just going to be able to just stop giving these people importance. Instead of being like annoyed with these people and trying to change them and maybe trying to convince them or trying to help them or whatever, you're just gonna be, your focus is gonna be somewhere else, is what I'm feeling. It's gonna be somewhere else. It's like you're gonna find something different to focus on. And that's when I feel a lot of joy actually coming in for you, something. So this is, you've been having quite a lot of good readings, but it's kind of the same vibe that comes through in a lot of your readings, is that really needing to, in a sense, let go of others, you know, let go of the people around you, let go of the past is what I'm hearing, and step into your new self. That's what I'm feeling. Tarantula coming, incoming for Sag. So let's see if we can get any cards here for Sagittarius. Oh, so many cards coming out. I'm not sure if I'm gonna take all of them, but underneath the deck was the Three of Cups. And then the Three of Pentacles behind there. And then the Mother of Cups. Ooh, and the Devil. And so I also feel that actually this awakening of this tarantula, this crone energy, you have to really build your light to be able to do this. You have to really build your light to be able to do this. You have to really be able to discern between what is, in a sense, healthy dark. You know, everything that is new, it will come through our subconscious as dark. You know, it's unknown, and so it will generate just a little bit of fear in our mind. That is always the case when things are new. You know, they will be more veiled. But then we also have the type of darkness, you know, that is toxic. You know, the type of darkness that will actually just steal our light forever, kind of. It's like when we're working with things that are new, those things will take our light a little bit at first, because if you think about the physiology of the body, it's like when we're learning something new, we spend more energy compared to if we're doing something that is already habitual, you know. And so interacting with things that are new in the beginning, it takes just a little bit more energy until we figure it out, you know, until we learn it. And so there's something about that with these two cards particularly, like the Mother of Cups and the Devil, I'm hearing the Demon, that you may be moving into time where you're learning a little bit more about darkness and the different types of darkness. For some of you, you're really leaving the matrix behind, and that means that you can no longer orient in terms of good and bad. Because when we're tied to the matrix, all dark is bad. But that means that we miss out on all of the new things, you know, because, you know, it's like our mind just blocks it out because we're only focused on what's already manifest. And that's the good thing. And it's like our mind doesn't have room for anything that's outside of matter. So I feel like for some of you, you're really leaving this bare state behind, this very matter-focused state behind, and you're starting to learn a bit more about the unknown. And I feel here with the Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles, Definitely with the Three of Pentacles, I feel like you're starting to tune into the roots. And again, that's when it's really important to be able to like differentiate between like toxic energies, because there are toxic energies at this point in time within the root system of Earth. And it's not that these toxic energies are dangerous as such if we know how to handle them. You know, if we have the light to handle them, they're not dangerous. We can transmute them. We can, you know, let them pass through and kind of be recycled. But if we don't yet have the light to handle them, you know, then they can end up handling us. You know, it's almost like they can end up riding us, taking ownership of us. And that's also why, like, traditionally speaking, that people have been very much warned against the darkness, against going back down into the root system of Earth, because it really requires that light, that ability to differentiate between different types of energies and feelings. And so again, I just feel like some of you may really be going into that sphere right now, and learning more and expanding your perception. So that's very interesting. The cards that did come out turning face up were actually the Mother of Wands and the Lovers in reverse though. So this kind of tells me something about like you needing to be a bit careful with this path. You need to protect yourself. Like, I feel especially with the Mother of Wands in reverse, it's like you really need to protect your innocence on this path. If you feel like you're starting to, you know, become too power hungry, if you feel like you're starting to no longer care about, let's say, just like the meaning of life, if you feel like you're starting to become very, very greedy, then this path is not going to be healthy for your body at this time. You know, it's almost like this path, you know, the dark path, walking into the dark, creating your own way, is only really healthy for us if we are very, very protective of our inner innocence, our inner child. Again, if we're protecting the thing that no one else outside of us will understand. If we're able to protect that thing and hold space for that thing, then walking down this dark path or this left-handed path that I feel that some of you are starting to do right now, then that is gonna be very beneficial for you. You're gonna grow a lot as a light, as a spiritual teacher. You're gonna step into your crone energy. But if you're very concerned with what other people think of you, if you constantly have to try to prove that you're right towards them, you know, if you constantly feel that itch of like you have to kind of battle them to show them that you're right, then this path may not be for you at this point in time. That's what I'm feeling. So just like, I would say take it a little bit seriously actually, because this dark path just is not for everyone. It's not for everyone. Also with the Lovers in reverse, you know, for some of you it may be that you're listening to the wrong sources. That again, remember, if you're gonna walk off the beaten path, if you're gonna walk into the unknown, you will have different types of guides, both externally and internally. You will have guides that are, you know, they're not going to be in the books. These are guides that are going to be more veiled. These are guides that are going to take you away from the matrix. It's going to take you away from the current manifested reality. And so again, it's really not for everyone. It's not for everyone. It is very demanding. to walk this path. So I don't know why it's coming through so strongly in this general reading. Maybe you're dipping your toe in this. Maybe some of you are reaching a place where it will benefit you to kind of understand these different paths that you can choose in terms of your spirituality. Let's see, there were other cards coming out as well, so just let's see what they were. 3 cards and then 1. So wow, 2 of Pentacles in reverse, and then more cards in reverse. 8 of Swords in reverse, 6 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this is not a good energy coming through here. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Actually, I feel that some of you are dealing with energies that are, these are just kind of like trickster energies that are, it's almost like they can mess with our mind, you know, these trickster energies. It's almost like they can turn us a little bit crazy. So if you feel like that, if you feel like you're dealing with some types of guides or energies in your everyday life that is like really messing with your mind and are not making sense and are kind of, in a sense, feeling a little bit twisted and not giving you like, there's no logic to it, it's just like random, then I would definitely say don't listen to these guides anymore. Ask them to leave your space. And if you're feeling harassed by them, you know, seek some guidance from an external spiritual, like crone energy that maybe can help you to clear out your space if you feel like you're kind of drowning in these energies. Because I don't know, there's just this vibe here that is not, it's like for some of you, I get the feeling that maybe you have called in some energies that are a bit too much for you to handle at this point in time, that you need to go a bit slower. Slow down a bit is what I'm feeling for some of you, and focus on building your warmth. Like, don't be greedy to expand too quickly. It's never gonna be a good idea if you're walking on this path. It's like never gonna be a good idea anyway. Almost, it's like greediness is very rarely gonna lead to green growth. You know, it leads to different types of growth, but not that green, fresh, abundant growth. So yeah, that's interesting. Anything else? Yeah. Okay, 7 of Cups coming out. Underneath the deck was the 8 of Cups and the Star. And so I feel like for some of you, you're just in a position where it's like you're expanding spiritually, you're choosing a new path for yourself. It's coming through to you subconsciously, but it may be a bit overwhelming. And so my advice would be, if you feel overwhelmed, do not make a choice. You do not have to make a choice. If any guides, external or internal, come through to you and try to force you to make a choice or pressure you to make a choice, then you can know that these guides are guides that will bond you. They will not give you freedom. They will bond you. These are then guides, again, external, internal, that wants to own you and own your light. And so there's something here. If you're feeling a bit all over the place, if you're feeling like you don't really understand, take your time. Take your time back. You know, slow down. That's what I'm feeling for some of you. So don't be afraid to do this, because it is gonna take you towards your true self. This is how you're gonna grow your light, by taking your time and by slowly starting to build your light, starting to understand and differentiate between these different energies. Don't just believe everything that comes through, you know, in the spiritual world. Don't just believe a guide if it comes through to you and tell you, I'm a high guide, you know, I'm gonna guide you, I'm gonna give you everything you want. But you have to make a decision now. That is not a high guide, you know, that is not a guide that is gonna take you into abundant timelines. So just be careful. Don't be afraid to just say, no, I'm gonna wait. I want to wait and see. I'm not gonna make a decision now. You can always do that. So let's just do one final card, one final advice there. This is an intense reading, so let's see if we can get one final advice. Wow, another card in reverse. Yeah, really, for some of you, like the advice that is coming through is just like, do not move forward. Do not move forward at this time until you understand, until you feel peace within, until you feel warm, till you feel this glow within yourself, like this warmth, this sense of like you're safe because you understand. If you don't feel that, then don't move forward. Then start to build your light. Card that did come out was the Two of Swords in reverse, and underneath the deck, wow, was the Father of Cups and the Fool in reverse. Wow. And behind there was also your card, Temperance. The Temperance card, I feel, is really like reminding me a little bit now of the Bear card. You know, it's like uniting with your soul, you know, pulling the light within your being that I said in the beginning, meaning that this is a time for many of you where you are learning to see these energies that you may be feeling within. You're learning to understand them from a bigger perspective. You're meant to learn that. And I would say it's very important for you, especially if you want to like shoot out on your own and create your own path. If you want to leave the matrix and start building your own matrix, you really do have to understand. You really do have to understand. Like, seriously, I would say that. You know, what you will encounter when you start to leave the matrix is that you will start to encounter kind of all of the energies, you know, that have existed here on earth. And that means that these will be energies that are also coming from different cultures, different lands, you know, that are not necessarily operating through the same rules that you may have in your land. And so it means that if you're too naive, if you don't understand, you can make some bad decisions for yourself. And that's why always like take your time back. If you're gonna start to go into the dark, and with the Father of Cups there, it's like really prioritize understanding what your feelings mean. Like, we read energy through our feelings, and so that's why it's so important to become mentally acquainted with like these different vibes that we pick up on and understand them in a bigger picture. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that to some of you, you really need to slow down because you're not actually safe, protected spiritually at this point in time. For some of you, it seems like you may be dealing with energies that are messing with your mind a little bit, and that's not going to be like healthy for your mental health. So if you feel any of this, just like take a step back, ground yourself, get into nature and find that calmness and that peace and just sense of grounding. And if you cannot find peace or grounding at this point in time, then it's time to reach out to a professional energy worker that can assist you for a bit. That's what I would say. So I don't know who this is for, but I really hope that you find your peace, you know, Just take your time. Don't be afraid to say no to things and create time and space for yourself, because, you know, we are just much more clear within our internal world when we're able to have that sense of calmness and peace inside. That's when we are truly in our most clear state. So for some of you, you know, just work with building that state, and yeah, I think you have a very interesting time ahead of you. So take care, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.